Welcome to What in the Wedding, a wedding planning podcast where we help you expect the expected.
That's right. We said expect the expected because while you probably don't attend a lot of weddings,
We do.
so sit back, relax, and listen while we chat all things weddings. Enjoy.
Welcome back. Happy 2026, everyone.
We're here. We're so
Weddings are
excited.
done.
I'm
Weddings are
so pumped.
done.
Yes, but
Weddings are done.
so busy, so busy. I actually prefer to be in wedding season.
Yes, I cannot get caught up. It is
Yeah.
the season of booking, the season of inquiries, the seasons of meetings and explaining things to people. And they got going fast this year. Y'all
really
are
did.
not messing around.
No,
with
on
reaching out
top
to
of
your
it,
vendors.
which is good because I feel like a lot of my couples, like we talked about with decision fatigue, I think like they're getting, okay, let me just start inquiring with everybody so that I have all the information so I can make the best decision for my wedding day and us and as a couple. I'm here
And
for
that's
it.
what we're
So
going to talk
exciting.
about today. December in the United States is the most popular time for people to get engaged, which means people have been engaged for a few weeks now. Congratulations, everyone. And now we have the wedding planned.
Yay!
So this is going to be
It's so
a heavy
exciting.
Hannah asks the questions and Ashley answers because she is the wedding planner.
No. Here I am.
Questions.
Not wearing my wedding ring ever. I'm the worst. My hands are dry and I can't even get my rings on. Okay. Here we
It's all right. 'Tis the season. But we've done this episode before, so we are just going to do it again. It's been 2 years since we've done What Do You Do After You Get Engaged, which is wild.
It's wild to think we've been doing this for this long already. It's
Yes.
just wild.
But things have changed a lot in 2
They have
years.
changed so much. Oh my gosh.
So let's get right into it. Let's skip over the wedding wins and woms because we don't have any because we have not been at weddings. Stay tuned for that. When's your first wedding this
March.
year?
I'm so excited for it. Oh my gosh. So everybody, gave Pantone. That's how you say it, right? That's like
Yes.
the color wheel company.
The white.
So everyone freaked out. So then Pantone was like, oh my gosh, figure it out. And then they came out with what is actually happening. Cause it's so funny. I start planning my weddings, as you know, a year before their wedding date for the most part. So I can see what already is trending a little bit ahead of everyone. Most planners can. So I was like, where's the burgundy? Where's the steel blue? There are bold colors coming through. Like green and white, it's happening, but it's not happening. Like I would say out of all of my weddings, maybe one or two have green and white. Green and white is bye-bye. And if it's green and white, it's calla lilies. It's very like single stem, minimalistic. Like this crew is like, I want minimal. I want vibrant colors because vibrant colors and minimal kind of just jive because they show up so big in pictures.
Oh,
So
I love a vibrant color.
I know my first wedding is at Grand Concourse in the Pittsburgh. I love it there. I'm so excited. It's steel blue. I can't even take it. Steel blue dresses.
That's going to be nice. I'm excited for that because the green, the sage greens, the dusty sage greens colors, we've been doing that for a couple years now. I thought though that you were going to say, because Pantone's color was white, right? Isn't that what they
And then they changed it. Yeah, they literally
went back.
Go
Is that
to
the
their
first
page.
time ever?
I feel like it's the first time ever. And they didn't just do one color. They were like, oh, we were saying we were starting with white cloud. And everyone's like,
come on.
Now they aren't far off. I have a lot of weddings that are like very like white ivory,
white,
cream.
black and white.
Yes, they are that classic, elegant. Yes,
I have multiple
black
black and white weddings this year. Yeah, which I have not really done many. So, but that's surprising to hear bold colors because I don't find out what colors my couples are having until about 4 weeks. But I do know a few of them are black and white because they've texted me about their save the dates, which are black and white, and their engagement sessions were more like black tux, white dress vibe.
Love that. Love that.
And
Very
you're at one of
fancy.
them. You're at one of them in September. That's exciting.
I
All right,
know.
so let's go right into it, people.
We're ready.
Men, women, couples, whoever it may be, they are engaged.
I know, it's exciting.
If they want a planner, should they get the planner first or should they be seeking out venue to secure a date? What's your opinion?
So it's really kind of straightforward. I think so. You can go in so many different directions. No, it's pretty straightforward. So I tell everyone, if you want to do a lot of the things on your own, go to venue first. If you're wanting to do partial, go with a planner first. If you wanting to not make any decisions at all and have a soundboard, go with a planner first. So did I say the first one correct? Yes. That's my brain. Mom brain, welcome to it.
I think
So
so.
it's
I'm not a planner.
literally
I don't know.
yes, you are. You're a stand-in planner.
No. One and
But
done.
we've already got that last episode. Anyways, so if you wanna do a lot of the things on your own, you go to the venue first. If you wanna do partial planning where you need somewhat of a soundboard, then you go planner first. And if you want someone there to help you make those decisions, be a soundboard, need that extra help, you go with a planner first. And that's really what it is. So it's really about your budget. I tell everyone, and we've talked about this a billion times, budgets are so scary for everyone because you're like, "I don't even know where to begin." So I always tell everyone, think of like it as as easy as a vacation. So you're like, "Okay, I wanna go to Disney World." So I know automatically I'm gonna be spending thousands of dollars. So I need to decide how I wanna spend it, where I wanna stay, all the things. So I tell everyone, think of the most amazing vacation that you ever wanna take, and you're like, "Okay, it's gonna be 20 grand or 30 grand or 40," whatever it's gonna be. I'm gonna be going into Greece and traveling the world, like you're going to be spending probably, upwards of 50, depending on if you're taking 2 months off, whatever it is. So think of it like that. And then you're like, okay, I'm never spending $50,000 on a wedding. Perfect. Let's knock that budget down. I'm
Mm.
never spending $40,000 on a wedding.
Ooh.
Perfect. I only have $25,000 to spend. This is how you make your budget.
Mm.
Everyone thinks you have to go by vendor. For my photographer, I only want to spend that. For my planner, I only want to spend that. For my video, I only want to spend that. That's not the way to do it. Think of the utmost money you could spend just as the couple and then branch out to your family members. You shouldn't expect that your family wants to pay anything for it, but it's so exciting when they do. So when you reach out to one couple's side, how much are you willing to offer for us for our wedding? We absolutely understand, if you can't offer anything, but whatever you'd like to. Or some parents, right, when you get engaged, are like, all right, I have $5,000 to give you. I have $10,000 to give you. That's what
Mhm.
they have, which I think is so great. But a lot of times it's an awkward conversation. So I think you pose it as, okay, we want to plan our wedding. We just have to figure out our budget. What are you comfortable with, if anything, gifting us for our
Right.
wedding? Then the other side. And then comes together a budget. So I notice a lot of my couples can do about 15 to $20,000 on their own. Sometimes. Now this is just like very average. And then parents can sometimes either match that together, or one parent can do this or one parent can do that, or one parent can't do anything. So that's how you build your budget right there. And before you reach out to anyone, you need to establish that budget. 100%, just because, and then you have a planner to help you with that budget. So I have a lot of
Right.
I one bride that I really get close with all of my brides, but literally one in particular, she was like, "Ashley, I do not want to spend over $40,000. Like I cannot, I will not. That's it." I had another couple, it's like, "Ashley, I can't spend over $15,000, which is a
Mhm.
very low budget in today's world." And I said, "Okay, it's looking like this. It's looking like a pizza bar.
Mhm.
It's looking like a couple of candles on the table. It's looking like a
Yeah.
dinner party," which is great because that's a cool vibe
Yeah,
too, like,
nothing wrong
so
with
here for
that.
it.
Yep.
Yes, and then the one that's 40,000, she has a little bit more play, okay? We just gotta pick a
Mhm.
venue that's aligns with that. We need to bring in our own catering. We need to do some things on our own. Everyone thinks getting a planner or getting a coordinator, I mean, I'm going on a tangent on this just because it helps you with your budget. Everyone thinks getting a planning and coordinator like, "Oh, you must have so much money to go for your wedding." Honestly, a lot of people, my $15,000 wedding sought me out because, like, help
Yep.
me figure this out. Like, help me be able to do this. And that is where the
Yep.
planner's cost kind of pays for itself. I have a lot of
Yep.
brides reach out to me that was like, "You weren't in budget, but then we found budget somewhere else. Like we
Right.
paid less for something that we didn't
Right.
realize, like the venue or whatever it was." So
Right.
that's my tangent about budget. It's pretty easy when you boil it all down. You just got to decide what you want. What's most important?
Right, and I have done weddings. I did one a couple years ago that was like 15 people, and I was actually very surprised that they hired me because I tend to be in like the middle budget area for most photographers, but they did what you said. They actually had Outback Steakhouse cater it because there was like
Ooh,
15
what?
people there.
Yum.
And I guess they were super reasonable. They had like a family friend do the desserts and the cake and stuff, and like that was their gift.
Love that.
That person's gift to them is that they did the dessert table. They had sodas and waters in a cooler. I don't remember there being alcohol there. Maybe it was a dry wedding. It wasn't like a long wedding. It didn't go like late into the
Right.
night. They were music people and
Oh,
they
I
had a
love that.
person from their church that came and did the music because they had all the sound equipment and they were able to do the speakers and everything. And honestly, he was really good. Like I'll be honest, when I heard like that he wasn't a DJ and he was coming, he was the sound guy. I'm like, ooh, I don't know how that's he was I told him, I'm like, "You could be a wedding DJ." He
We're here
said, "No,
for it.
thank you." But he could have been. I always tell people, like,
No,
whenever
man.
I see they have, like, natural talent, because it takes a lot in this industry, and if you have natural talent at something, I always go up and I'm like, "You should be a wedding DJ." He didn't wanna
And
be,
they're
but
like he's like, "No,
yeah,
absolutely
they
not."
spent the majority of their budget on photography.
Which
They
is
didn't
like,
have to
I
go
tell
hours or
everyone
anything.
what's most
Yeah.
important to you. What's most important to you. Yeah,
Yeah, so don't feel bad about your budget if you don't have a big budget there. People sometimes are really happy to go to a quote unquote non-traditional wedding and not have to
so
eat the
happy.
traditional chicken and pasta with marinara and parsley potatoes and green beans.
Yeah, I'm so hungry. No, but that was me. I had a low budget. My husband was very much like about, I don't want like it's so funny because this is what I do for a living. But my husband's like, I don't want to do all of the steps and the motions. Like, I just want to have a big house party with all of our family and friends and like play beer pong downstairs. And I was like, who are you talking to? Like,
Not
you
me.
can't want that kind of wedding. Like, this is ridiculous. So we met in the middle where, but our budget was really low. It was under $15,000
Yeah.
and we were only inviting 30 people. So, like, it was manageable. I always say guest count is your first ticket to a low budget.
Mhm.
And I literally flipped a whole Deep Creek cottage. We've talked about my wedding before, and it was a lot of work, but I had a coordinator on the day of. Like, I was very intense about, like, I did the beforehand, and then I had someone come in and just make sure that it happened. But yeah, it really, I always, it's so interesting people that like shame your budget or, oh,
Ugh,
why
I
can't you
know.
afford that? Or what can you, our cancel culture is crazy right now. I'm now going to call it
Mhm.
the shaming culture. Like, ooh, you can't do that. And I'm like, hey, girl, my budget was low, low, low. Like, I wanted to make sure I stuck
Yeah.
within that budget.
I think I think a couple things. You don't share your budget with people. Don't tell them what your budget is. There are plenty of people out there who have more than enough money to have a high-end wedding, and they simply choose not to. They
Oh
simply
my
choose
gosh,
not to.
so many,
They're like, "I
so
don't wanna
many.
spend that money on that day. I'll spend that on a fancy one-month European honeymoon." And they wanna have a very low budget. And there's other people who take out a loan because they want, like, the fancy high-end wedding, and I've had couples tell me that they do that. I think you just don't tell people what
That's
your
what I
budget
say.
is, whether or
Don't do
not
it.
you have the money. My opinion also, and this is just my personal opinion, is that you might not wanna share what each side of the family is giving.
I agree with that. Unless you're all super I have had families that are so
Yeah,
close, they talk about
that's
everything, and
different.
that's yeah, but for the average, yeah, I would just say you that's why you approach them separately. And then you have your own Excel sheet to be like, boom, boom,
Right,
boom, this is what we got. I
right,
think and that's how you move forward and makes your life so much easier when you're inquiring. Because
right.
once you start inquiring, whoo, you are gonna be overwhelmed. There's so much going on.
Do you find that there's a shift back to parents contributing more than they have in the last 10 years?
Yes.
Okay, me too. I've noticed that.
Because
I don't know
honestly,
why.
I'm getting a lot of the moms inquiring and which
Yes.
is like I mentioned this like last year a lot. I was like, I'm noticing a shift again that moms are like contacting me and they are basically planning the whole wedding and my couples aren't planning their weddings as much. It's more their
Right.
parents, which is great. Like I get just as close with the parents as I do the couple.
I do get nervous from a photography standpoint with that, and I always tell the moms, like, "Happy to work with you, happy to, communicate and answer questions. However, I need to talk to the couple and make sure that my style of photography is what they actually like. Because if they don't like the bright and bold colors and true to life and they want, like, more of a dark and moody, they're not gonna
That's not
love their
you.
photos." So I
Yeah.
always err on the side of caution, and include everyone. But I've had a lot of moms, especially last year, moms even were getting wedding albums. They were very involved in the planning process. This year, I'm noticing I'm having such a flux of the way people are reaching out for information. The moms are reaching out, but no one wants to meet in person again. Where last year, I had more meetings last year
I
than
remember you
I've
saying
ever
that.
had in 10 years.
Which is so funny, which I have too. People really wanna meet in person. I'm getting a mix right now. I'm getting some that wanna meet virtually and some that don't. The comfort of the couch is definitely people love that.
Yeah, but, again, decision fatigue. It's easier to make a decision if you meet the person in person. You know whether you like them or whether you do not like them.
Yes. Yes. All the
Okay,
things.
so after we've found our venue, we've solidified our
Found it.
date, we've
Yes.
decided whether or not we want a planner. Who do
Yes.
you think the next vendors should be?
Oh, yes. So this is where I say photographer
Mhm,
and entertainment, and I tell them to go hand in hand. You need to look for both of those vendors first together because photographers' availability, and if you're set on a certain
mhm,
photographer or set on a certain style, we want to make sure we get you that photographer that you want. And then entertainment, especially band. If you're really wanting a band vibe, there's only so many bands
mhm.
in our region, but even in other regions, like there's only so many
Yeah.
bands. Entertainment's big, photo, band, and then, if you go on down the line, then I say you head into video. If
Mhm.
you don't have a planner, video and coordinator are kinda like in that next step, and then everyone's gonna be like, "What?" Because everyone's so obsessed with hair and makeup these days, because that's what's
Mhm.
trendy. People will be like, "Ashley, what?" Honest to goodness, florals and hair and makeup, that's, like, not like you're waiting, but, like, get your venue book your planner booked if you want that first, then your venue, then your photo and entertainment, and then video and if you don't have a planner, coordinator, and then makeup, hair, and florals
Mhm.
and decor and aesthetic. Those are last because there are no love y'all hair and makeup. There is 10 billion
Yep.
hair and makeup. 10 billion.
Yep. Unless
Unless just
hair and
because
makeup is your number one priority and you have someone that is your ride or die hair and or makeup artist, then you check with them first for date availability, which I have couples do. Couples do that with photographers. I've had couples reach out and say, "We want you as photography and we want this person as DJ. Here's their available dates. What are your available dates? We're going to line them up and those are the only dates we're considering when we go look at a venue." There are some
yes.
people that with bands, they're like, "Nope, like, this is the band that I have to have, and this is the only dates that they're available, so that's what I will be planning my wedding around." Look at the kitty. We have a star.
Queen of Sheba, literally. She's like, "Here I
She's
am."
beautiful.
Yes, this I acquired this cat. Isn't she
Mm,
wonderful? Oh, you're so pretty. No, 100%. And I always say, like, you listen to my order, but you do what is best for
mm,
you, and what you're most hyped about. Like, I tell everyone, take what I say. Like, it's like anything. Like, if someone tells us something, we're going to also put our spin on it. We're going to be
yeah,
like, okay, there's Ashley's timeline, but I really love hair and makeup and I really love flowers. So I'm going to do that first. We love that. Let's do it. When you have a planner, what I do with a lot of my full plans, like I start that same timeline that I do. And then rehearsal dinner is like last. So I always tell everyone like rehearsal dinner is like you can book that 6 months before because it's the Friday
mhm,
before. It's always going to usually be available if it's a um Saturday wedding. So I tell her even if it's a Friday wedding, Thursday's even easier. But yeah, there's definitely your own spin on what's most important to you.
and then after that, I mean, feels like a free for all. When do you
It's like
start
photo booth, yeah.
Yeah, is Photo Booth still like, I felt like Photo Booth was starting to die out, and then it came back all of a sudden. I don't know what's
It's
going on
coming
with the Photo
back.
Booth.
It's coming
I
back.
want someone, please, to have the caricature guy back.
Oh, I
I have
know.
not
He's
had
awesome.
that much fun at a wedding watching him draw people. It's so impressive, and it's so fun, and people loved that.
Guess what I have this year? A watercolorist.
Is that the same as live painting?
Live
Oh, no,
painting,
they're
but
doing the
yes.
guest.
But they're doing the guests. And I've had it before. I've done an event with watercolors before, but this one will be very intense because
That's
the
so
couple
cool.
really wanted a lot of their guests to have it, which I think is so sweet. I adore her. Her and I are like sisters, like literally love her. And she's like, Ashley, I really want watercolors. I'm like, yes, let's do this. And wouldn't you know, there's like, I don't know, a lot of watercolorists out there. I'm like,
Really?
okay,
Hmm,
watercolorists, like that's really cool.
cool.
So yeah, watercolorists. They're gonna be there all day, like literally cocktail hour through reception. It's gonna be so
That's
cool.
stressful. That sounds stressful. I don't draw so or color or whatever, paint. Is
I'd
it
be
paint?
same paint. Yeah, no, you and I, we talked about this. We are not artists. Like you're not gonna
Oh,
catch me drawing anything. It's not
no.
happening.
Dresses, tuxes, suits if you have men there. I don't even know. I haven't planned a wedding for 15 years. When do people need to be doing that?
Oh, as far as dresses and tuxes. So
Yeah.
the natural trajectory is literally as soon as bride finds her dress, it's like off and running to bridesmaids dresses. But I've been noticing a lot of my couples are looking at their bridesmaids dresses before they're even looking at theirs. And that's because it really is their color palette. They're really basing their color of their wedding off
Yeah.
of the bridesmaids dresses and then follow suit groomsmen. I actually don't recommend looking for so dresses for ladies. I say as soon as you're comfortable. I would say at
Mhm.
least a year. Brides, you have to at least a year, year and a half. But also don't let bridal stores scare you that they can get your dress in because I can't tell you how many stories I hear. You have to get it a year in advance. Like, yes, I think if you have that time, absolutely do that. But
Yeah.
like sometimes you don't have that time. So it's literally after you book all your vendors, and even if you're like, I would say your big vendors, venue, planner, photo, video, DJ, entertainment, band, then you can move on to the next step. I would book your bridal appointment, go through those motions at the same time looking for bridesmaids dresses.
Mhm.
Everybody's really about bridesmaids dresses online right now. So
Yes.
it's pretty easy. So you just
Mhm.
are like in a I always say start a group chat with your bridal party and say,
Mhm.
okay, this is what I'm thinking. And you basically give them the websites and then you tell them this is what I am requiring, what I would like you to do. You can either
Yeah.
choose all the same dress. So basically just know what you want before you start that group chat. And I just say as soon as you feel comfortable to do it, but I would do it lady for the sooner rather than later for the ladies. Now, guys, I'm opposite. So my couple that's getting married in September, she reached out and she's like, "Oh, when should I start thinking about tuxes?" And I said, "Honestly, guys are like 6 months at the
Yeah.
earliest. 6 months at the earliest, just because we love our guys, but they're already going to be like, oh gosh, like I gotta go do this. I have
Yeah.
to." They're making it so easy now to be able to do it, but 6 months is a perfect time
Yeah.
to go get that tux. It gives you plenty of time. And then I always say 6 months because they need to be ordered by 3 months before, and that gives men 3 months to get it figured out.
Yeah, fair. Because we had that problem with my own wedding 15 years ago. People would not go get sized for their tuxes, and that's when you had to, like, go in person. They make it so easy
Oh,
nowadays.
so easy. Yeah,
It
so
was not
easy.
that way. I say 15 years. I've been married 7.
That's awesome, girl.
Thanks. But yeah,
We
it's
need
been
the
a long
clap. We need
time.
the clap sound.
I have I'm gonna shout them out. Liberty Men's Formal in
Oh, I
Pittsburgh.
love them. They're great. I
Yes. So
recommend
10
them
of
a lot.
10 service. I've never met the man that owns it. I've never been to that place. All I so it's like it's just a plug because they just do great work.
We
I have
love that.
never had a couple tell me about a bad experience from them. I've actually had them rescue a few of my weddings because
I
there were
remember
like
you saying that,
issues.
which
Yeah.
is wild.
Over and above, they have a variety of color options. Cause again, now that you're saying that, I have one groom who wants to wear like a bold, like red jacket
Yes.
but can't find, like, the right color red, so
Oh,
I
I love
pointed
it. I
them in
love
that
it.
direction if they weren't able to find what they needed, and I actually forget what wedding that is. I'm gonna have to look back through my engagement sessions because I'm really excited about it, and I wanna make sure I mark it down so I don't freak out in person and make a fool of myself.
Red! Are you supposed to be wearing that?
What else? What
Yes.
else could we go over? I feel like this is gonna be such a quick episode. What else do they
Oh,
need
there's
to
so many things, girl. Don't wind me up. I'm
Oh, I
so
know.
pumped for 2026. I haven't felt this alive and like probably because I don't have an infant anymore,
Yes.
but I just haven't felt this alive and along. And don't get me wrong, like I go hard no matter what, no
Yeah.
matter how
Oh,
I'm
no.
feeling.
We know behind the scenes, but
We know behind the scenes. But I just feel like I am so energized. Like I just did a couple tour with a venue that I partner with, and I just could not shut up. I was like, and do this, and do that. Here we
we
go.
do have that problem.
And they were probably like, no, they were so sweet. They, like, loved me. We were hugging by the end of it. I just am such a people person that I
Same.
get excited for their excitement, like, of being married and getting married and going through the motions, and it's just all the things. Like, I just get so pumped. But what's next after all this? So everyone's like, "Okay, so then this is where you do all these things." So great, I booked all my vendors, my venue's set, and then I tell everyone it's like this, "Hello?
Ooh.
Where are you?" And everyone's freaked. Everyone's freaking out. They're like, "Oh my gosh, it's work. It's ghost life. Like everyone's gone. It's
Yeah,
crickets. There's nothing around." That's normal. That is so normal. I tell everyone, you're booking your vendors. This is what will happen next. You'll set up an engagement session with your photographer. If you're not ready for
mhm,
that yet, you just basically reach out to your photographer and say, "I'm not ready for that yet, but if you can check on me in like a couple of months,
yeah.
I might be ready to set."
But you might need to get on their schedule because if you want
Yes.
like right now, it's January. If you want a fall date with me, we better start talking now because I prioritize my wedding couples always. They get top priority on dates, especially at that season, but also like family sessions and things like that start to
Mhm.
suck up. And there's nothing worse than I get these emails on like October 10th. And they're like, "Oh my god, I put off my engagement session and I have to have fall foliage." And it happens
And you're like,
every single year, and I'm like, "Well, that's in 10 days." 10, 14 days, and I'm fully booked.
We missed it. Yeah, I
So what
know.
I do, I all because again, I prioritize them. I always say, these are the dates that I'm gonna be out and about, and these are the
Yep,
times. I can block you before this session or I can block you after. But if you're wanting tulips, you better contact your photographer now because people always think spring flowers and they think April, May. It is March, April.
it's
And
March,
I
April.
have couples that are like, no, 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 spring flowers are May. And I'm like, no, no, they're not. Like they're gone by the beginning of May. I have photo proof to prove it.
Yes.
I have taken some of my most spring photos the end of March. That last week of March is when the pear trees start to bloom, the white ones, the cherry blossom trees, the pink ones, they start
But
to bloom.
Hannah, I want green trees in February. I
No, I
want that.
cannot do
That's
that.
what I want. That's what I
That's
want,
what
Hannah.
happens. That's what happens. And Ashley knows she just stands there and lets these people talk to me like this. And they're like, I want a rainbow at my, because
I'm like,
I
"It'll
don't know if,
happen. It'll
but
happen."
I don't know
Just
if you remember, I took that photo with that rainbow in the background years
Oh,
ago.
yes.
It was on my
Yes.
website for a really long time. And then all of a sudden, everyone was like, I want a rainbow in my photos. I'm like, that was like for real. Like, that
That
was
was a
not
legit
Photoshop. They're like, well,
rainbow.
I want a rainbow. I'm like, it's got to rain. Like, we have to have certain
Great. If you want rainbows, you gotta
things have
rain.
to happen. And then I have people who like you Ashley's laughing about the February thing because what will happen is I will have a January wedding that will send me a Pinterest board with fall wedding photos that are very orange and very glowy. And I'm like, cue the break sounds because you're getting married in January and you're showing me fall photos. And
Right.
in the world, I fear it has not happened to me yet, but it's coming. Now that we're in the world of AI, that they're gonna say, "We'll just make it look fall."
Yes.
I fear
Yes.
this, and I'm not prepared for how I'm gonna handle it yet because it can be done.
Oh,
It
for
can be
sure.
done now. I don't wanna
I'm
make a January wedding look fall. I really don't. I want it to be real and true to life and not fake, but that's the world we live in right now. Did you see pivot? Because now I'm gonna be on a tangent.
I know,
Did
and I have
you
something about AI too.
see the viral video going around where the couple took their wedding photos, plugged it into an AI generator that turned it into a real live video? And it looks legit. Like when I
Oh,
I watched it 3 or
serious?
4 times to figure out like they were moving. Like it was a picture of them dancing and AI made them spinning in a circle. I'll send it to you. It
So it
looks
took their
real
professional photos that they got from their photographer, and they plugged it in an AI generator.
and it made a wedding video.
I don't love
Yeah,
that.
and it was impressive. It was even people in the comments because I was like, "Ooh," you know how the comment section of any post can be. People were like, "This is seriously both so impressive and so terrifying at the same time."
Very scary. That, like, eliminates a whole vendor.
Yeah. Oh,
That
it's gonna
eliminates a
happen with
whole vendor.
photography too. Like, there's gonna be
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's gonna happen with everything. I don't
I know. Oh, that's scary. Well, I was gonna tell you,
so
so,
deep,
I live my
so deep.
this is deep. I'm like, I got chills. I'm like, "Oh my gosh." It's so much. I can't. I don't know. It's so hard. I'm on the in between. I think you are too. We've talked about this.
Mhm,
Like, I think AI is wonderful, but I'm also like, "Ooh, this is where it gets scary." So I feel like we need to be careful about that because then we lose all human connection, which is like
mhm,
the scariest for our society. All right, that's enough about that. What I'm getting to is that I live off Pinterest boards, right? So I
mhm.
tell everyone
Oh,
literally
yeah.
after they book me, now go have fun, relax a little bit, get on Pinterest, make up a board, have fun, no stress, just vibes. Like just start pinning everything that you love. I am now getting, so like I did a design consult with a couple and then obviously florals are very expensive. And so she was like, oh, maybe I'm looking into drapery. I said, absolutely. Like drape's really in
Yeah,
right now. We're here for it. All of the photos were AI.
yeah. Hair and makeup is running into this too.
All of them. And I have a
Mhm.
meeting with them coming up, and I have to literally say, "I'm so sorry, but this is all AI." Like,
It's not
this is
real life. Yeah,
it's not real life. It was literally like a drape going up into the sky with no apparatus.
yeah.
Like, there's nothing holding it together, and I'm like, "It's actually impossible." And if you wanted to create that illusion, we just went way above a floral budget. We're looking at a design
Yeah.
budget now, which I know design creators for weddings, there's only probably about 10 in our country, and the ones that really could do something like that. And you're talking about a minimum budget of $200,000 just for
Whew.
design, just for decor and design.
That's Taylor
So you
Swift
don't wanna
money
get into
right
that.
there.
I was gonna
She's
say,
got the budget for that.
those are the people that are like, yeah, millionaires, billionaires, like, they're hiring
Yeah.
those creators.
Yeah, I
Like,
know hair and makeup has been running into this issue with people sharing their Pinterest inspiration photos, like, especially hair, and they're like, that's not a real person. That's an AI generated photo, and that's not physically possible." Like, the wild things that it's coming up with. I don't know about makeup. I feel like I'm not a makeup artist, but you probably could mimic. I don't know, maybe not. I don't know. But, like, perfect skin, no pores.
yeah, those don't exist.
It's a wild time to be alive,
They
people.
do in the AI world.
They
Yeah,
do,
it's
they do,
scary.
they do. All right, so that's gonna get everyone started on where we need to be and what's happening, and it was a very short summary because we could sit here and we could, like, go on forever. But I had
Yes.
2 listener questions, and please remember, everyone, you are welcome to reach out to us, and this is where we will answer your questions. And
Yes.
both of them pertained to this. One of them, someone asked me in person, and I said, I'll cover it on the podcast. And the other one was something that they actually like wrote in whenever I made that post on Instagram. The first one was her mom is reaching out to booked vendors. I had to be careful about that. I had to
Sorry,
really think.
I'm dead. Her mom.
Her mom
Silent pause. Dun, dun, dun.
is reaching out to vendors and trying to cancel them.
Wait, what? Why?
Because she doesn't
She
I
doesn't
don't wanna
like
get
them?
into details. There's some family
Oh,
dynamics, and she's upset about the way that they were booked, who booked them, all the things. So she's taking it upon herself to reach out and try to get these vendors canceled.
brother.
So
This
my
is
question
not good.
no. And the only reason I found out about it is because she said, "Did she reach out to you?" And I said, "No, I don't know." And she's like, "Well, if she does." I said, "Well, I would never allow a mom like, I'm in a contract with you, which is why even if the parents reach out, I do not allow them to be the ones that sign the contract. They can pay. I'll give them a link to the invoice." You are
Same girl,
so
same.
dark right now. There you are. You put your hand up, your whole
Where
camera went.
am I?
I always have the couple sign my contracts for this reason so that they are
Same.
my legal contracted party. So if mom reaches out to me and she attempts to cancel the contract,
Denied.
denied.
Denied. You just write
Denied.
back, just like from a Canva post, like denied. Like, so sorry, denied.
Could
So
not
what
reach
what
this
what do they
inbox,
want
does
my
no longer exist. No, I would never do that.
I'm so dead. The things we could do though for fun. Okay. So what does she need help with? I'm down to tell mom about it. You know what I mean? I'm that girl.
Right.
I'm the girl that would do it. I know. So
Yeah,
what
they're
does
just
she
trying to
do?
keep
What
the
is the
peace right
plan?
now. So they've just reached out to all their vendors now and they've said, if anyone else contacts you, please ignore and let us know. And I'm
This
thinking in
is the
my head,
craziest thing I've ever heard.
this is gonna come back to haunt me on the wedding day. I'm telling you right now. The photo lists, if she's upset
Yeah.
about vendors being hired, I don't think I'm one of them. She didn't reach out to me. I hope I'm not one of them. But if I am, can you imagine what's gonna happen when I roll in with my photo list and all of her requests aren't on it? I'm just
When's
thinking
the
of the
wedding?
future here.
Give me a smoke signal when the wedding is.
Oh,
Send over your mail pigeon so I know when the wedding is.
I can't. I
That's
can't.
crazy. I'm so sorry. I've actually
Yeah.
never heard of that. That's a first for me, and I hope it never happens because I
Yeah.
will be that person that has that awkward conversation. That's why people hire
Yeah.
me, honestly, is to have those
Yeah.
conversations.
I think it was worth mentioning. I told her I would that was why I paused. I was like, "Don't say anything that would give this away." But I told her I would talk about it and keep it in mind that if you've got a family member that is potentially difficult, this could happen to you. So maybe if I always appreciate when my couples give me a heads up that there is a potentially difficult family member. That way
Yes,
I'm prepared. I know all people handle it differently, but I always go back to I was a registered nurse before I did this. Handling difficult personalities,
is a thing.
fine, fine.
Oh yeah.
I can
Oh yeah.
handle it professionally with a smile on my face. And I have, except for the one sister that reported me to you that I'll never get over, I have never had any complaints.
Let's go back. That was wild. I was like, who? Oh wait, what? I've never had
The
anybody
worst
complain about Hannah in
photographer.
my life. That was a whole that was there was a lot going on there.
You know,
Yes,
that
there
was the
was.
whole reason why I got an Apple Watch after that wedding. Like, I was, like, firm
Oh,
no Apple
really?
Watch. Very long story short, everyone, is that I had left the couple and I had said, "Do you need anything else?" They were said, "No." I said, "Okay, perfect. I'm gonna go to the ceremony. I'll see you there. This is my standard procedure." I went to the ceremony. I left my phone in my bag. I do not get on my phone. In pivotal moments, I
Yes.
don't need my phone. Well, I didn't have an Apple Watch at the time. So once my phone started ringing off the hook, I didn't know because I was standing at the front of the ceremony waiting for it to start. And she was big mad that I wasn't answering the phone. So she reported me to Ashley because she thought I worked for
Shit.
Ashley.
She said, "I need to talk to management."
For real. For real. Like, she wanted me
For
fired
real.
on the
She's like,
spot.
fire her on the spot. Oh,
Oh,
it
God.
happens. So many weddings are so that's why we love it. We love the chaos. We do.
I do. I
No,
thrive under chaos.
oh, same, same. I really do the best under chaos. What I was want to say to this person though is that like honestly, as much as you want to pre-warn your vendors, I think that's really smart. You want to do that first.
Mm,
You want to get in contact with your vendors as soon as possible. But the other thing you want to do is you do at one point need to sit down and have a conversation. This person isn't going to change. They are
no.
going to do what they're going to do.
Mhm.
But you need to have a very serious conversation because you do not want to be walking on eggshells during your wedding.
Yep.
So you need to make it very blatant and
Yep.
apparent that this is what's going to happen and this is how you feel and you love them, but and
Yeah.
you respect how they feel, but that you've done a lot of time and
Yeah.
planning and working with these vendors that this is what it's going to be. And now whether that's I wouldn't do it a month before the wedding, that's when things get really chaotic. About
Mhm.
3 months before the wedding when you're close enough,
Yeah.
but far enough to let hard feelings go if that person gets upset.
Do you think it could make it worse? Do you think some of
No.
these personalities would double down?
I would be shocked if they double down because it's really simple. You don't threaten and you don't like say, "Oh, well, if you do this, I'm
Mhm.
going to do this." You don't do that to that type of personality. What you need to say is how it'll affect yourself. So
Yeah, I
your
agree.
actions will do this to me. And then as the parent, as the family member, they're like, take a step back. Like, I don't want to
Mhm.
harm my child, my cousin, my brother, my uncle.
Yeah.
Like it, there is empathy there. It's just people are very headstrong in their personalities and their feelings. So I think if you take it away from them and put it back on yourself and just basically say, I'm like a therapist. Tell me more about that. No, but
The
it's
therapist
because
is
I
probably like,
see
"This is terrible information."
literally do not listen to this. What's that website called? I'm like, get her off of there. No, but I'm being serious. I see so many family dynamics that's how I've helped other couples in that same situation. I've never
Yeah,
had that situation, but I've had very, very similar. And that's what seemed to help it. That's what seemed to be like, oh, if I continue this
right.
behavior, I may not have a relationship with them after this. And that's scary to them.
Fair. I don't do uncomfy, so I'm just a photographer in these situations.
That's not very nice what you're doing to them.
The
Send
other one
that clip to her, and then she can play it for her.
God, oh, what if they do? What if we oh, no, we're gonna be on the USB speaker in the living
No.
room.
USB speaker.
Play
Oh,
this
man,
out.
we're wild. We're wild. So
Okay,
wait, we have a listener question, though?
the other question that I had come in through Instagram is how far after interviewing a vendor can I wait to book them? And my answer is don't wait. So like
Mine's a little different. Go ahead. Yeah.
you interview a vendor, how long should you go? Like, I think you should walk away from the meeting and talk and make a decision. But she's like,
Right.
"Can I wait a week? Can I wait a month?" I'm like, "If you really want that vendor, do not wait."
No, if you love the vendor, I would say don't wait. You definitely wanna, like, talk it over with family. If it's budget issues or whatever it may be, or where it's coming what budget's coming from, if it's, like, they're a little bit more than you thought. But I exactly agree. Like, I can't tell you how many people I've had to turn away already this year just
Mhm.
because I'm unavailable. And I have people that it did work out for one that she came back to me and she said, "Oh my gosh, I know you're probably booked." And I am, but one of my other coordinators is available, and she was okay with that.
Yeah,
But if you want a specific vendor, I exactly
right.
agree. I wouldn't let more than a couple of days go
Yeah.
by.
Because
At least get their
most
contract.
vendors you're right. In my case, I book on a first come, first serve basis.
Yes.
So if you interview me tonight for July 1st, I'm making it up. It's not even a Saturday this year. The 4th is a Saturday this year. That's real unfortunate.
I
Did you
know.
know that?
I'm not yeah, I won't be I don't do
I
that.
didn't book one either. But
I
so if
said I
you
don't do that.
if your wedding is July 1st and you interview me tonight and I don't hear back from you and on Wednesday someone else is like, "Hey, our wedding's July 1st. Are you available? I'm going to look at my calendar, see no wedding and say, I'm available. And they're like, we want to book right now. I'm not,
Yes.
I don't put it's first come, first serve. It's whoever wants to book me first. So I
Yes.
think you should ask your vendors when you're interviewing them what their process is. There is
Mhm.
no way I try. I always would reach out to that first couple if I remember, because if you've waited a month, I'm gonna assume you're not interested. If I haven't
No,
heard back
100.
in a month, if it's been a couple of days, I'll reach back out to you and be like, "Hey, someone just asked about your date and wants to book. I don't mean to pressure you, but I need a decision because I am gonna let them book, but I
Right,
wanna
and
let
everyone
you go
thinks that's a
first."
sales tactic. It is, but it's
Some people do it. I know that some people do that. And they're like, "Oh, well, I have another couple that's," and I see that in groups all the time. And I'm like, don't lie to your clients. You're taught at a very young age that lies will come back to haunt you.
yes, you need to be truthful, 100%.
And so I always try to remember dates. And I personally would never reach out to someone and be like, "Hey, someone else is wanting to book your date. Do you want to
Same.
book?" I
Me too.
also like, me, fear that someone would like watch my Instagram and make sure I had a
Oh,
wedding that
yeah, they'd
day.
be like, "Does she have a wedding?"
Does
No,
she?
I'm the same way. It's a terrible sales tactic to use, but a lot of couples think that that's the case, and I'm literally like, "No, actually, like, it's
Yeah.
gonna go away, like, ASAP." Like, I
Yeah.
can't tell you how many clients I have call back, and this is a venue that I partner with as well. That date is gone, like, I'm like, "It's been 3 months, like,
Exactly.
if
Exactly.
I haven't heard from you, it's
Yeah.
gone." Yeah.
Yeah, if it's been more than a couple of weeks and I haven't heard from you, I won't even circle back to see if you're still interested. Because I don't wanna bother you either. You've probably, in my opinion, found another photographer. I don't wanna fill another slot in your inbox with an email
Yeah,
that's
no.
unnecessary, so I'll just let the other couple book, and I've had it happen multiple times where they reach back out and they're like, "We wanna book now," and I'm like, "Sorry, I booked it with
Mm-mm.
I haven't heard from you in 6 months." Like,
Yeah, no.
I booked it with
Yeah.
another couple. But I don't find that people are waiting 18, 24 months anymore to book their stuff anymore. I feel like it's, like, closer. Like, I've booked weddings for this year already.
No, it's gonna continue to be that way. I think, like we talked about before, budgets are changing.
Yeah.
Economy is very crazy right now. And I'm just noticing like people are booking in the year for the year. Like I just had someone book for August
Yeah.
of this year for venue, literally for venue.
Oh,
So
wow. Okay.
yeah, so and I have a lot of venue owner friends in this area, and they are still getting inquiries for May. That is just what it is right now. And you can like I planned my wedding in 3 months. You can do it. Anybody
Right.
can do it.
Yeah.
It's just you're not gonna maybe get your pick of vendors that you
Right.
wanted or things you wanted. And some are okay with that.
No wedding let me look at something. I don't think I have any weddings. Have them call me. And
Come on down.
oh, second year in a row, I don't have any weddings in August.
I bought this hat and never wore it, so I'm gonna wear it right now.
Oh my god, we've lost our minds and we're starting a new year. All right, everyone, we're gonna sign out here on that note
We
because
are.
Ashley's Santa's favorite.
Am I though? I didn't get a gift.
What?
I know. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh.
I'm kidding. I did get a gift. It was a nice gift. Just one gift, which is all I need. I don't really like gifts. I'm not a gift person.
Ooh, me neither. I don't like to receive gifts because then you have to open them and you have to pretend like you like it even if you don't like it. And what if you're not gonna use it? What if it's what you
Yes.
asked for, but it's not what you exactly asked for?
No, that's awkward. And then
It's
people stare
just
at your face and they're like,
read the
"Do you love
card,
it?"
read the card. What's it say? I hate that so much.
Read
We're
the
the
card.
worst.
Read it out loud.
Yes.
Stand up. Take a
Ah,
picture with it.
I can't. All right,
We're
everyone.
done.
Thanks for listening to another episode of What in the Wedding. You can find us currently on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and YouTube.
Please remember to follow/subscribe and leave us all those stars so we can start showing up as a recommended podcast and suggestion for our new listeners. If you have any topic suggestions, seriously, like we need all of the
Yes.
suggestions in this
Yes.
land for new listeners. Sorry, that's rewind, recap, questions, news stories, anything you wanted us to talk about in general, just reach out to us. You can Instagram us, email us at whatinthewedding@gmail.com. Easy
Bye,
peasy.
everyone.
Bye.